Yes, it is true. The rumors are correct. I am banned from Facebook, at least for a couple of days. And why did I get banned? Was it for criticizing the government? Was it for criticizing Facebook? Was it for arguing politics? No, it wasn't. A friend of mine made a post that chili should not have beans. And I told him to shut his whore mouth. So what's this have to do with marketing your dog training business, advertising your dog training business, growing your dog training business? Well, here's the reality. It is super easy to get banned from any of these big tech companies, be it Google, be it Facebook, be it Amazon, be it eBay, any of these social media platforms, Twitter. Super easy to get banned over absolutely nothing. So what this means to you as a dog training business owner is that you cannot be dependent on any one specific channel. So you need to diversify your lead sources, not just across social media platform, but across non-tech platforms as well. So if I was in your shoes, as much as I love Google Ads, and you should be using Google Ads, or you should have somebody like me running your Google Ad campaigns, because it's complicated enough that it's really, really easy to burn through a ton of cash if you don't know what you're doing. If you know what you're doing, you get great results. But even with Google Ads, I recommend that you don't make that your only source of leads. Because once you start growing your business, and I'm going to make another video on why you really should be looking at growing your business, you take on more and more responsibilities for like employees, for your facility, for your vehicles, et cetera. And by putting all your eggs in one basket, well, you know how that ends. Now, I do have some clients that have gotten like so much business that they've paused their Google Ad campaigns, or maybe they're still running the Google Ad campaigns, but we've had to be running them at a lower budget just because they can't keep up with the volume of leads. And the question that comes back is, well, why should I start testing other platforms, when I can't even keep up with the leads that I'm getting from Google, or maybe the leads that I'm getting from Facebook, or wherever else I'm advertising? And the answer to that is, again, eggs in one basket. You don't want to have them all in one basket. You want to diversify. So I recommend that you set aside 5 to 10%, maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more every month, depending on what you can afford, and use that to test different types of advertising. You can test, trade shows like home shows. You can test billboards. You can test postcard campaigns. You can test single sales letter campaigns. You can test radio ads. You can test TV ads. You can test, press releases and public relations. There's no end or limit to the different things that you can test. And what happens is most of them aren't going to work, or they're not going to work very well. But eventually you're going to hit on one or two that do work. And you're still sitting there going, I can't handle just the leads that Adam's sending me. Why do I want to test this other stuff? Well, again, if something happens and it stops working, or who knows, like just 24 hours ago, Google had a big blip where the entire Google Ads management industry was affected and all of our accounts went down, and nothing we could do about it they remedied it within about 4 or 5 hours by last night anyways. And the thing is, we don't know what could happen. And when your livelihood is on the line, I'm saying test this stuff. And if you find something that works, you could shut that source off. Maybe postcard campaigns are a little bit more of a hassle than Google Ads, but you've figured out the right kind of copy and the right targeting and the right zip codes to get it to work. And then you just shut it off. And you know that you have that in your back pocket in case you ever need it. Right? Like maybe a year from now, you've got 3 or 4 additional employees and you need the extra business. And you've already maxed out what you're doing with Google Ads, or you've maxed out what you're doing with Facebook, or whatever else you're doing. Wouldn't it be nice to have something else, maybe 2 or 3 other things in your back pocket that you could just, instantly start doing if one of those main lead sources should go down for whatever reason? I think it really makes sense. Let me know your thoughts. Also, if you'd like to discuss this further, we've got a group on Facebook called the Dog Trainer Marketing Group. It's free to join, and you'll be amongst about 3,000 professional dog training business owners just like yourself, swapping secret strategies, tips, and tactics on how to grow their dog training business. Would love to see you in there, and we'll talk to you soon, guys. Have a good one.